So Luke and Alexis from the Kooks, thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So you played the gig last night in Vienna. Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was amazing, actually. It's been so long. And great venue. Love the venue. The vibe is really good. And yeah, it was just amazing to play some new songs as well. That was really exciting for us.
And yeah, the reaction to the new songs, especially Cold Heart, was totally amazing. People were really digging
Cold Heart was good.
Yeah, you got a cold heart, baby, tonight. What are you trying to tell apart? I'm just trying to reach you out in the night. Yeah, you got walls up to the ceiling. You don't know what you're feeling. Have you seen too much through those beautiful lights?
So congratulations on the release of your new record.
Thank you.
It's freshly out. It's called 10 Tracks to Echo in the Dark. And I'd say you decided to go a bit kooky with the title and with the way that you set it up, because instead of doing one album, you're releasing it as 3 EPs. Now, I know that's quite trendy at the moment, also with the whole streaming thing.
Are we trendy?
Yeah.
I think
we're back to being trendy, man.
Yes, we did it. We're back.
Yeah.
You went all the way through untrendy back to trendy,
If you stick at the same thing, this is why it's like fashion. If you just stay doing the same thing,
comes back.
Then it comes back round.
Exactly.
It's like I was buying like 70s furniture in like 2006 and everyone thought I was crazy. Now it's really fashionable.
See?
Great.
But
it's true.
It's like saying LOL.
LOL, yeah.
Yeah.
And people say it's not trendy, but if you keep saying it, it's going to be trendy again.
That's right. That's right. Just stick with it.
The thing that I think is like, you just think, what is the most uncool possible thing? And you know that's going to be cool. It's like Ellie, my wife, she said quite recently, you know, like dad sunglasses, like Oakley's.
Yeah.
She was like, they're going to come back in, right? I was like, never. This was a few years ago. And now, like, everyone, like Hailey Bieber, everyone's wearing these, like, proper
Just
dad glasses. Mad.
Yeah.
There you go.
See?
It's a tip.
So you're trendy. We've established that. No, but the thing with releasing 3 EPs, is it that you think that it's better to digest, to serve like little pieces, or is it that the music listeners have become hungrier these days? They want more stuff faster, you know?
Yeah.
And,
it is amazing. We come to a point where we're doing, album 7 now or something like that. I think with the EPs, you know, we just wanted to be a bit diverse, like just do something a bit different. It's been fun to just reinvent the wheel for the Kooks, because we are a band, and so people maybe wouldn't expect us to do EPs at this point. And it kind of finds a new debutism. I think this whole album, like 10 tracks, has a kind of, I really hope it has this kind of debutism feel, which is quite hard. You want to recapture that as a band, because otherwise you're just redoing the same stuff or whatever. So everything about this, it's like, like a debut artist, you would release EPs, because you want to like build up a fan base, and then you put your album out.
I don't know how, I don't know why, I'm just trying to make connection to the left, to the right. I'm just trying to make connection.
I've been loving this kind of, you know, trying to hit something nostalgic, retro feel, but without it going too direct, copying sounds. And I think that's what we try. It hiss is the way I describe it. It's like, remember when we finished Connection, the first song we did on the album, and it has this warmth, you know, warm hiss, and we were like, let's do that on all the tracks. It's great.
Connection. You always felt so out of place as the light hits your face and the dust falls from your eyes. You said you never want to say goodbye. We took a cab to the white line. You said you don't want to end the night, and I said, I'm not a man to walk away from a connection.
you have a lyric on the song, on the new record, the song called 25, that sums it up really well. It says, life passes by in the blink of an eye. You know to me, girl, will always be 25. So that's the whole thing. Like, you see yourself eternally as this one person.
Forever young, you know, it's age old. I think music keeps... Music is a force that allows you to do that and keep And because you can draw in your imagination, you can be wherever you want to be and be whoever you want to be.
And with music, I think, age is no real concern when you're making it, or it shouldn't be anyway. It should just be like, just doing it. And the time that we're living in at the moment, I think that's kind of represents that. Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it, as well, because like music, the way music is consumed is a big part of this, and I think, I wonder if it would be the same for us if it was 20 years ago, because I think, because the kind of democratization of shit is like, you can, like, people discover music now that's old and they hear it for the first time and think it's fresh, and there's not so much to stop that anymore. Do you know what I mean? So it kind of is amazing. Like Naive keeps popping up for people, and then they think it's a new song. So I mean, that's cool.
Oh, that every time you're on his side, I know, she knows, from the whole of us. True or false it may be, she's still out to get. I know, she knows, from the whole of us. True or false it may be, she's still out to get me. Just don't let me down.
Let's get a little bit political for a
please.
second. You recorded the album in Berlin because you wanted to give it a European spirit. Now, lots of musicians in the UK are still struggling with the effects of Brexit. I think it's so much more of a hassle now to tour Europe, also for international bands.
Terrible for the music business.
Yeah.
So what are the biggest challenges so far that you notice?
Yeah, I think it's just, I'm really concerned about the British music industry in general, especially like young artists coming through, because I think we are going to find it a lot. People are going to make the choice to not go to Europe as much, already seeing that because it's so expensive. But it's just, it's a mindset thing as well. I think it's this kind of disconnect that is felt now in the UK. I think it's really sad. It's just, poverty. And it's like in our country, it's just like seeing that poverty line just get worse and worse. Small businesses, it's really, really hard. And those fine lines, I know so many people in all kinds of businesses that are struggling to pay their staff and people who, it's really bad.
Just don't let me down. Hold on to your kind, but just don't let me down. Just don't let me down. Hold on to your kind, but just don't let me down.
Back to Berlin. Were you looking for anything specific there in Berlin that you wanted to capture?
I think the appeal was kind of I really wanted to make a minimal record, something a bit more like less guitar focused, more synth and stuff like that, and get away from, as well, I can't stop writing really melodic stuff, so I was like, really want to try and go somewhere that's a bit more like, just don't go so melodic and try and make things a little bit. It didn't really work out, but I tried. But there's certain songs are trying to be. I think that's the Berlin kind of vibe, and it's quite hard to put your finger on it, isn't it? It's like noise gates, certain synth sounds.
Yeah.
It's quite cold at times.
There's a sound that
Metallic,
yeah,
that you associate with it for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely sound more electronic than ever on this record.
Do we really?
I think you do. And I was wondering with the Kooks from maybe 10 years ago, like, because you always held up the Britpop tradition very high, would they have thought it to be sacrilegious to add so many electronic elements?
Well,
That's a great question.
I don't know, because I think we'd go mad if we played the same style on every single album. That's just too safe. You've got to change it up. If you
heard some of the song, if you heard like, I don't know, what's the most electronic one? If you heard like 25. I think we'd like it, wouldn't we? Like 5 years ago.
I mean, it's electronic, but it's dancey. It has like a sort of an emotional kind of guttural kind of thing. You want to move to it still as well. So it's the dancey. But I think in the early days, we probably
would have, it was like, in the early days, it was like, you need to just plug in a guitar. Everything has to be played to tape.
Yeah.
No, not even a click track.
No piano, no keys, just like,
That was the thing.
2 guitars. Which is cool. We love that still, it's like...
That's coming back in a big way. Can feel it. People are going to go back to...
Well, whatever you do, you're going to be trendy,
That's right.
Just stick at it and it'll come back.
Life passes by in the blink of an eye. You know to me, girl, we'll always be 25. These tears will dry, but it still hurts. Say goodbye.
I think Cold Heart at the moment is my favorite track on the album.
Nice.
For once, because the hook line reminds me of that Doobie Brothers song, Long Train Running. You know that? Ding, 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 ding.
Nice.
Okay, that's one reason why I like this song, Cold Heart. But the other one is that it basically turns into a completely different song halfway through, and it becomes much calmer and atmospheric. And then there's this children's choir that feels like really healing, as children's choirs do.
Yeah.
It's a nice juxtaposition, actually. It kind of turns out like that, I think, because it's got the sort of the dancey kind of feel to it, and then it kind of just gets kind of quite psychedelic, and it's like the opposite, but they both work together, like 2 tracks in one almost. But
especially lyrically, because what I wanted to do is kind of, it's sort of about being at peace with people's behaviour. So if sometimes people treat you really bad, but it's just like they've got they got issues themselves, and you kind of have to come to peace with that. It might be that you hate them for a bit, but then the conclusion is that is that there's stuff going on, and so then at the end it's like the idea is that it's like the inner child talking back to the adult and kind of finding that like, when did it all go wrong, and like, how do you get back to the inner child, and like, and then of course there's a few lyrics that are about about the struggles we face in the modern world of like societal and environmental, because it's like we are, sometimes it feels like we're in a wasteland, and that is and things that has such an impact on people's mental attitudes. So it sort of starts out like fun about this kind of crazy girl who just keeps dumping you, and she's crazy and you don't know why she doesn't love you, and then at the end you kind of go, oh, okay, she's just really fucked up. It's not her fault.
You got a cold heart. Yeah, you got a cold heart, baby, tonight. What are you trying to tear apart? I'm just trying to reach you out in the night.
Last year you celebrated the 15th anniversary of your debut album, Inside In and Inside Out. I listened to it again the other day, and I think it's one of these albums that haven't aged at all, or have aged really well, no matter how you want to put it. So I thought it's time to take a look at some of the reviews that the press did on your debut back then, and to review the reviews.
Come on.
See how they were doing. So,
okay. Review the reviewer.
Wow.
You just want to like read them out, like just pick one.
Okay. I hope they're bad ones. Okay, do you want to go first?
Okay. The Kooks debut is an impressive collection of polished pop that leans towards the 1980s English ska tradition, while holding tight to the indie holy grail of an easy sing-along chorus against jangly guitars.
The Guardian.
Not bad.
Not bad. It's. I mean, I think
accurate.
the grammar's a bit weird, but
Yeah, right. The terminology, like holy grail, but
it's good. I think
jangly guitars. There's all like stuff that is very. This
it's
kind of
nice.
lingo
It's
was.
a bit.
So 9 out of
It's
10
very-
because the lingo is not to your liking.
I'd give it 8 out of 10. I think that
8, okay.
it's a little. It was a. Yeah. I think there's some really nice things in there, but I think maybe
It's broad.
it's too. I think we were a bit misunderstood. You see, because I still think we were a pop band in a lot of ways, but I think there was a real incentive for people to kind of paint us more that way, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. So I gave it 8 out of 10.
8 out of
But thank
10
you,
for The Guardian.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's cool.
They don't review us anymore anyway.
It's true.
It's true.
Come on, Guardian.
Maybe they will again now.
They might.
They want to get those
we love
10
you.
out of 10.
It's Guardian's one of the only papers I'd read in the UK, to be fair.
Still read it for sure.
Okay,
Sorry.
let's do this one. Oops.
This is allmusic.com. Or is it AI?
Allmusic.com.
Allmusic.com. The Kooks arrived fully formed in 2006 for their debut sounds like the work of a band well into its career.
Oh.
That's cool. That's really cool. I think that is very flattering. And I give that, what, 9 out of 10?
Yeah, I think the fully formed is quite cool as well because the band had been doing a lot of touring before the release, so it was like there was already like a strong vibe within the group. I think at that point, so that's it's quite accurate.
Good observation. Last one.
Go on, bro.
All right, Glide magazine. Cheery, melancholic, bluesy, and rocking are all levels that the Kooks reach on their debut album. The songs move from introspective to outright party tunes and done with an abundance of youthful optimism.
Nice.
That's cool.
Positive.
I thought you'd put some bad ones in.
I looked at the bad ones, but they were not fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, love it.
No, they were
I love
mostly positive, so,
Cool.
This
is good, this one. Glide. Thank you, Glide magazine.
Bluesy.
It's really, I give that a 10. That's the best one. Yeah, it is exactly. It's written quite well.
All right.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah.
So
That was fun.
I think that's it. Thank you so much, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Congratulations again on the record, and hope to
Nice
see you
one.
soon.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you so
you.
much. Thanks,
See you
everyone.
soon.